Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about something interesting called skills mismatch. Now, if you've ever been in a position to employ somebody, either as a recruiter or as the owner of a business or even a business manager, you would have come to a point, I can assure you, if you've had to do this in Nigeria, you would have come to a point where you can't just find the right skills, even when you have like thousands of applications. So that is what we're going to be talking about today, why there is a skills mismatch and how it does affect performance for SMEs. Hi, my name is Mercy, and what I do is I unpack HR research and simply explain to you why your organization behaves the way it does. Back to skills mismatch. Skills mismatch is simply the gap between the skills that employable graduates or recent graduates have versus what the jobs require, the skills that the job require. And that gap is caused because of the kind of educational system we have. I don't want to say standard of educational system because I know that we still gain a lot in school and their skills actually gotten. But the job market has evolved over time such that, for example, in the HR space, which I'm very familiar with, you could just be a generalist or a HR administrator before. But now in the market, we're talking about HR strategy, talent acquisition strategies, employer branding. Those things are not taught in school because the market is evolving. To be fair, it was quite relevant back in the day, but not anymore. Now, what that does is that we have plenty graduates with not enough skills to be able to do what the jobs require of them. Some of the skills that have been highlighted in research as really missing, like IT skills, so a couple of tools, so how to use Canva, for example, how to use the Microsoft package or Google, how to send emails, right? And then we have some soft skills missing, like communication skills, for example. I saw a research, I can't remember the year the research was published, but it was by a professor in National State University, and he did a research for SMEs in Nigeria to show how employee performance or employee skills rather affects business performance. And he was able to, through research, find that there's such a huge link between how your employees perform or the skills they have versus how they perform. Practical example again, say you hire somebody that is a customer sales rep for your small business and the person has no communication skills. So of course, when the person is when you're employing the person may sound nice as an interview. But what happens when the person resumes and then you have an erratic customer and the person doesn't manage it well? If you're a small business owner, you can relate to this very, very well. There is a lot of gap. You hear stories about employees not doing right by the employers, employees acting funny, acting crazy. In fact, I had a friend tell me recently of how her employees just up and left without notice, right? And this happens a lot with small and medium-sized businesses. And I'm talking of people that are netting around maybe 20 to 50 million naira a year. So you're not exactly so small that you're in the informal sector, but you're quite small. Now, the question is, now that we understand what skills mismatch is, why it happens, how it affects businesses, what can you do as an employer? Obviously, as an employer or an SME, you know that you are not able to afford, maybe you cannot afford to pay for the best skills, although I think it's a very good investment. But if you can't do that now, what can you do? I would advise you to invest in consulting. So we have finance consultants, we have HR consultants, we have system strengtheners. Like there's a job called system strengthening. Hire these people on a one-off, let them design a full structure for you that works. So that anybody that comes in, whether they are skilled enough or not, they're able to train them in the way that they learn the systems and then allow the systems to work for you long term. Another thing that I've noticed with employers, because I have done some consulting, is that they like quick fixes, one-offs. So I don't have a recruitment system. I just put an advert out there, hire somebody, put the person in my organization. I don't do solid background checks. I don't have contracts that bind the person in such a way that they are liable if something goes wrong. Nothing. I just run on vibes And at the end of the day, you are costing your organization a lot of money if you want to run business like that. Yes, you are small, so you cannot hire a HR manager with 10 years experience because you can't afford to pay them at that point. But you can hire a consultant that will build a system that will last for you for 5 years, and then hire a small HR assistant or someone that is less equipped, but they have a system that they can work with. Or you can hire a finance manager or a finance consultant that will set up your financial structure once and for all. That way you don't have to stress yourself. This is especially for vendors. There's a lot of stories we hear, and we hear the vendor say something like, "He's my employee, he's the person that was working for me, oh, he's my employee." Oh. You are the one doing it to yourself. No matter how small you are, set up your business. No matter how small you are, learn to do things like contracts and background checks. If you can't hire somebody, then you have to do the work. If you can't hire a recruiting firm to do background checks for you, you will have to do the work. You are not doing background checks. You're hiring somebody you don't know this person from anywhere. You hire somebody, and then this person has access to your money or your goods or your services or access to your clients. You're costing your organization money. So we need to be able to invest the way you invest in a store. You spend millions of naira investing in your store, making it aesthetically pleasing, and you don't have a system that works. You are biting your seat. It's like putting the cart before the horse, you know. So the way you do it is you invest in systems. I know I've heard someone say this thing also too, that systems are very, very important. Invest in systems. They may be costly, but it's a once and for all thing. Now, as an employee, how can you help yourself or a recent graduate? As a recent graduate, I'll advise you to take advantage of every opportunity there is. So I know that because the skills mismatch has been such an issue, Mastercard Foundation has implemented a program to sort this out. I think there's something called the TVET program, the UN, the WHO. People are, World Bank, sorry, not WHO. People are investing in Nigeria to make sure that people are trained for the skills that are required today. So what do? You have your phone. Instead of spending hundreds of hours on Instagram, go and look for programs. There are plenty programs that are surprisingly easy to get into. Just search programs for young graduates. Aside that, I've been seeing this thing a lot, and I really appreciate firms that do this. I've been seeing a lot of graduate trainee programs, like random different firms, like medium-sized enterprises, of course, not small size, medium to big, large-size enterprises doing this thing where they have like graduate training programs. Banks do it, obviously, but outside of banks, there are like a lot of people doing it now. And these programs, of course, they may not pay you so much now, but I promise you that the skills that you are going to learn in these programs will be so helpful for you long term, you know. And as you begin to learn skills, I think you should also think about investing in yourself. Nigerians struggle with delayed gratification. I understand. In fact, I saw a video saying with the way the economy is going, you can't even delay gratification because you can't afford it again. But let's see investing yourself as some sort of reward, or I don't know, the way you buy jewelry, for example, to look beautiful. Invest in yourself. Take courses. Invest in your trade, like train, upskill yourself all the time, because the market keeps evolving. That is why our educational system now is lagging, because the market has evolved past where we are now, right? So invest in yourself as an employee or someone that wants to build a career. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, share with your friends, and please leave your comments. I'd like to know some of the things that you're struggling with. I also offer some pro bono consultancy, so we'll be able to help you if you are a small or medium-sized enterprise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're subscribing to this channel. All right, bye.